Some days you just want to amplify your everyday look. Like when you want the look of false lashes without the extra effort, reach for Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Volumizer Mascara. Or when you want all eyes on your smile, keep Empower Gloss Ultra Glossy Lip Serum in your bag. It's a burst of 24-hour hydration that smooths like a serum, shines like a gloss, and can be worn sheer or layered. You'll always look and feel your best with Thrive Cosmetics. Plus, every product is 100% vegan, cruelty-free, and made with clean, skin-loving ingredients that work with your skin, not against it. Amplify your everyday. Go to thrivecosmetics.com/shine26 for an exclusive offer of 20% off your first order. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/shine26.
Ooh, baby. This week we have a long chat about the Wicked movie, which we did get to see before all of you.
Oh, yeah, it was great. And we talked about what we liked or what we didn't like. We also listened to your voicemails.
And then I end by yelling at Dipper, and I still don't think he understands what we were talking about. But enjoy. And Mustache Guy, wear them pics. Wear them pics. Enjoy this week's episode. Goodbye.
Oh.
Mom!
When your first choice is a big old bus, you turn around and boom, you end up with us. Sloppy seconds.
Oh, diva. Our number playing music, question mark, is 213-536-9180. Our email is sloppysecondspot@gmail.com. Now on with the show. How you saw used to be little fuck you, nice little fuck you, dirty little fucks. Welcome to Sloppy Second, Big Dipper, Meatball and that's Big Dipper. We saw Wicked.
We sure did.
But here's the thing is that because this episode comes out on Tuesday, everyone else will have already seen it. But so I need everyone who's listening right now to know we saw it before you.
I thought you were going to say spoiler alert. If you haven't yet seen the film, we're going to talk about it.
If you haven't seen the film.
Well, listen.
If you haven't seen the film.
This is only going to come out 4 days after the movie got released. So what if someone had What if someone had a busy family weekend or something, and they're going to go this week? Let's talk about it.
I'm already texting Fina. We're like, when are we seeing it again?
Well, you have to tell everyone that the thing you've been talking about for 6 months didn't happen, because everyone wants to know how was the screening in the theater with all your friends.
Sorry, everyone. My private screening was. What is on my shirt? Ew, it's stuck.
It's come from the wizard.
The wizard. Oh, my God.
The jizzard.
This was clean. I would have gone outside in this. Sorry, this shirt is covered in something.
The Jizzard of Oz?
Okay, sorry. Hello,
Did you see
everyone.
the TikTok where someone was like, there's an adult film of The Wizard of Oz. It's a 90-minute musical. And like the Cowardly Lion comes out as gay and like gets fucked in the ass. Let me Google it. We should
Why
watch
don't you
it.
Google that while I explain what happened?
I'm going to Google it. I'm going to Google it.
I was planning on having a screening. I put down a deposit.
A lot of money.
I picked up, it was
She's
very
rich.
expensive. Well, it was because I needed anyway. Unfortunately, I had to cancel my private screening because, as you all know, I have a new cat. Mm-hmm. And that cat has apparently stressed out my other cat so much that he needed to go get an emergency surgery the same day that my private screening would have been. And that emergency surgery was about $1,000 more than it was to rent out the theater for the evening. So I went ahead and canceled that screening because I needed the money. But I want to thank Alamo Drafthouse for being really nice and giving me a full refund so that I could pay for the cat surgery. And I will be renting out a theater later to watch with everybody. As everyone knows, on December 25th, which is Christmas Day, there will be a full sing-along.
See, now the way you're saying, as everybody knows, I heard it randomly through the grapevine. I don't know that people know because we do have a voicemail. Could I play a voicemail this early?
Well, there's a single. Yeah, go for it.
Is it possible to play a voicemail this early in the show?
And then we got to talk about this headband. The wizard.
My headband?
Do you think the wizard is dumb? You know what I have a real issue with?
Wait, are you talking about my headband?
Yeah, but we'll get to it.
I'm drenched in sweat. I've been like organizing my clothes all morning.
For the sale tomorrow.
You need to understand, I don't wear these for fashion. I'm actually mortified that I ever recorded episodes of the podcast with a sweatband on my head. I know I did it probably a dozen times, but this is literally so that sweat doesn't drip into my eyes. Because when I used to have more hair, the hair would
from the
catch
top
the
of your
sweat.
head.
Yes, I do sweat from the top of my head. Go ahead and send us a thumbs up and a water droplet if you sweat from the top of your head. That's a very normal place. Sweatbands exist because you sweat on your brow.
Dipper, if you just go get Botox, you won't sweat from the top of your head. Like your forehead will not sweat. It'll come out of your lower back it goes somewhere else. It travels somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you won't sweat from your forehead.
Because you hate this sweatband. What's the deal?
No, I just hate sweat from the forehead.
But why did you want to talk about my sweatband?
You just have so many.
Yes, because they're pretty much they're not single use, but they're quick use. You know, I'll wear it for an hour or two, and the baby girl, she goes in the laundry. I got to throw another one on. So I shooby dooby have about 20.
I had. Sorry, speaking about sweat. Last night I ate fried chicken, which I haven't had in so long, but it was Korean fried chicken, and then oh my god, my mouth is watering. It was a kimchi bacon pasta. It blew my mind. Anyway, what I'm saying is
good.
I ate so much of it and it was so heavy that when I went out last evening, I shooby dooby sweating.
So you were like, I wish I was wearing a headband.
No, but I got to meet Grey Matter from Dragula, which I haven't seen this season. I've only seen pictures of Grey Matter out of drag, and I got to meet him. And you know how I feel about a mousy boy with a mustache.
You were into it?
The Wizard! Play the call!
Okay. I found the porno, by the way.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Flops. So I'm excited to hear you guys talk about the Wicked movie. I, for one, saw it last night. I absolutely transcended, started levitating out of my seat. That being said, I am interested by this whole, don't sing during the movie culture that was, been honestly going on for, 6 months at this point around this movie. Even before, as the lights went down last night, a woman screamed out, don't sing. And I don't know, it's getting kind of copish to me. Why is everybody being cops trying to police each other's behavior? I actually didn't hear any singing during the Wicked movie. What I did hear a lot of was, water bottles rattling on the ground, a lot of, crinkle, crinkle from rappers.
Crinkle, crinkle.
All of which I assume was contraband that had been snuck into the movie theater because the concession line was not that long. So if you guys are going to impose a police state at the movie theater, let's get the TSA in there to make sure people aren't bringing that kind of shit in there either. I don't know. The singing issue to me is kind of like the liberal version of how conservatives talk about trans people in sports. Nobody's really singing at these movies in the same way that there aren't trans people in sports in a big way, but people are making a huge deal out of it. I don't know. It's weird to me. But anyway, goodbye. Bye.
The doll got into it.
Wow,
what are you
really
thinking?
A bitch. There was no singing at ours, but I also feel like ours was a police state. There was that man in a suit who, when I walked in, we were at a pre-screening or whatever.
You're acting like it's so special.
It wasn't special. It was just an Amazon thing, but it was the guy was clearly not hired by the movie theater. He was there to make sure you weren't on your phone. So he was from Amazon or something. And I feel like if someone were to start singing, he would have clocked them.
Well, they actually had, I don't know if you were aware.
I saw the sign.
On your phone. No, there was an 30-second advertisement that says, let the singers do their job. Don't sing during Wicked. It wasn't a general, please stay off your phones and don't talk during the movie. It was specific to that. Wicked. Don't sing along.
But so caller, are you saying that you would have been fine if people were singing along? Because that would have ruined my experience. I wanted to hear. I hadn't heard the soundtrack.
We got mad at the baby.
Well, there was yeah.
There were multiple babies, and let me just
And they
say,
kept walking out during some of the best parts of the
parents
movie. I
did.
would have. Yeah,
the baby
parents
never left.
The baby stayed, but the mom would, like, with that little kid who was in his pajamas, who left 3 times during the film.
Yeah,
kept leaving like right before a song would start. And I was like, if I was that mother, I would have rather paid for a babysitter
that's what
instead
I
of
don't get.
fucking miss the best parts of this movie.
And like, if you are so gung ho about wanting to go to the movie early and get a special thing and sit, pay for good seats and sit there, and then you bring your kid in a literal stroller who like woke up in the middle of it, and then rather than take the kid out and be like, oh, go back to sleep or whatever, you just sit there and let the kid like make a bunch of noise.
You know what? One thing I've learned is we cannot judge people's parenting. We don't know.
That's one thing that you've learned. I can make a judgment call. You can let your kid watch a movie in a loud theater, and you can do all this and you can do all that. But like, why are you making us listen to your kid cry and make a ton of noise during the silent part of the film? The moment
it's
in
different,
which they
it's
put
different.
their
I guess
two
I'd be
hands
more.
together.
I'm more understanding of like babies on an airplane, where I'm like, what are you
Yes,
gonna do?
of course. What are you
gotta
gonna do?
travel.
Oh,
But
I know
this
what you're
was-
gonna do. You brought your fucking kid. The kid was asleep in a bassinet.
Not a bassinet. It was a stroller.
It was a lay flat stroller. That was a lay flat stroller. The kid was asleep, and Miss Thing had that like looked like self-made eBay or Etsy merch. Didn't look like official merch, and her hair was dyed half pink, half green. She was a super fan. She needed a babysitter.
Her sister was a witch.
But that was crazy to me. I was like, you're literally here for you, and you made all of our experience worse. And it's not like it
that
was
baby
bad.
was fucking loud.
And it's not like it was
you know
bad.
the crazy part is
But
the
we
thing
all
that-
started making eyes at each other, and the lady next to me said, "For fuck's sake!" And I was like, "Go off!" I thought she was gonna say something.
What the worst part about it was once the baby started crying, they didn't take the baby out.
That's what I'm saying, is that she stayed the entire time because she was there for her to watch the movie.
The wizard.
She said, "I won't be missing this."
But yeah, I'm glad that no one sang along. I've been to movies where people shooby-dooby singing. I remember when I went and saw Rent, everyone was singing along.
Well, and so that's why it is exciting that there is a sing-along version that is happening in December, you said? It's not...
It
they're
comes
gonna
out on
release it.
Christmas Day.
So are they going to put the lyrics up on the screen?
I don't know, but I'm thinking, why don't I just rent a theater and then call it a sing-along, and then we all just get to sing along?
That's literally because you have to reschedule your thing.
Yes, which... Thank you, Alamo Drafthouse, for letting me reschedule.
And so by the
giving
time
me
you...
back my deposit.
By the
because
time
my
you
sick,
do
dying cat
reschedule...
is...
Feeling better?
I mean, he's laid up. I mean, he had surgery, so he'd just be kind of laying around, and Bernadette just keeps jumping on him.
Well, so by the time you do reschedule, I think most people coming will have seen it on their own accord, and so it could just be a sing-along.
Okay, so, everyone.
And we all know the words. We don't need the words on the screen.
I knew the words during the movie. My main
Maybe
issue,
they could put the notes on when Michelle Yeoh is singing so she could try to hit those.
She could try to fucking find a fucking note. Girl, why?
You want to talk about the movie now?
Okay, my main concern is that in the Wizard of Oz film, when Dorothy gets to Oz and she's ready to see the wizard, what does the man say when it's time? When
the wizard will see you now?
But how does he
wizard
say
is
it?
in?
No, he says the wizard will see you now.
The wizard will see you now.
And then in the Wicked musical, how does the guy say it?
The wizard will see you now. I don't know.
And in the movie, how did he say it?
Go check out the Wiz, Jeff Goldblum.
He went. Okay, so in Wizard of Oz, he goes, "The wizard will see you now." And then in Wicked, he goes, "The wizard will see you now." And in the movie, he goes, "The wizard will see you now."
Was that a cameo that we don't know?
Yes. So apparently in that scene, Frankie Grande was in that scene. The writers of the book and the musical book were in that scene as well. And then someone told me, and I don't know, so don't get mad at me, but the person who says the wizard will see you now was the guy who wrote Wicked, the actual book.
Okay, yes. So I'm reading this on Vanity Fair. And they shot that on the last day before production had to pause for months because of the Hollywood strikes. Remember, this movie was happening during the strike, and at one point they had to pause. And after the production came back, that's when they did Defying Gravity. So Cynthia had like months to wait before she went back and did Defying Gravity.
And that's how she chose to do it. I'm just kidding.
Okay, it's Schwartz. Who's Schwartz?
Schwartz. That's...
Okay, it says, did you
That's
catch...
the guy who wrote the musical, I think.
Okay, did you catch... Everything costs money to go look at a website. There are 4 cameos.
Yeah, we get... Oh my God, Idina Menzel giving us the original... Ah! They knew what they were up to. That's a new song. They wrote that song for the movie.
Yes, that song is not in the musical. Interesting. Okay. Well, so you didn't like his delivery.
It's just how hard is it to do the one
most iconic line? The wizard will see you now.
Yeah, it's like kind of the through line. It's like one of those moments where it's like, oh, and this is how we are attaching ourselves to the Wizard of Oz.
Interesting. I love how many people are doing I guess it was Stephen Schwartz then, the composer.
Yeah. Composer. And the lady who wrote the book is in that scene too. And then someone said that Frankie Grande is in that scene. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
They said that he was, when they like switched to the hair salon.
Uh-huh.
I can't imagine that he would be in that movie. Like, God bless, if I was Ariana Grande and I was that famous and I had a brother that was so hungry for fame, I would be like, babes, let me do my own thing. Like, I can't bring you along to everything.
Right.
You're going to have to do some stuff on your own. And you can't use my name to get you there.
Go off. It's funny because they seem like Jake Gyllenhaal and Maggie Gyllenhaal seem like they were raised in the same family.
Yes.
And Ariana and Frankie don't. Like, I feel like when they do press, they have like different vibes, if that makes sense.
Well, Frankie is famously sober.
So?
Sober people act different.
Like me?
No, but you're not like you had a problem and then got sober. You know what I mean? You
that
just like
what
decided.
Happened.
But it wasn't an alcohol.
Yeah, it wasn't like
you just seemed like
it wasn't like
it
your
didn't seem like you got out of control.
It wasn't
never
like
got out
your
of control.
Current drug issue.
Not an issue. But we did get one call where someone was like, okay, 5 weeks into Meatball's cocaine binge, and she's talking about the flat earth.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Speaking about flat earth, I saw Carrie Colby at Trader Joe's yesterday.
And did you talk to her?
No. I've been doing that a lot. Like, I saw Leland at the hair salon, at the barbershop, and I just kind of like looked at him and I was like, he's not going to know who I am because I'm not in drag. So I just
So you rather than engage, you were like, I'll just move on. Because you could have said, hey, it's me, Meatball, from the other night.
But when someone's getting their haircut, he was also getting his haircut and texting at the same time, which I think is wild. I've never done that. Because like your head's down.
Yeah, or you can lift your phone up.
Wow. No, because when someone's getting their haircut, I feel like it would be rude to like interrupt the hair stylist. Like they're on a schedule.
Okay.
So if I were to walk over and like distract for like 2 to 3 minutes, I'd feel like that's taking away from that man's time.
Sure. Well, you can just say, hey, like on your way out or whatever.
Well, the way that place is set up, I would have had to like really go wide on the exit.
Right, we don't need to get into
I would have had to walk all the way.
Let's do this.
And I'm talking about fellow barber, everybody.
Let's do this. Let's take a break.
If you've ever been, you understand. It's a big room.
Can we take a break?
Should I take my cat's pain pills? We'll be right back after this break.
You know, lately I have been trying to keep my wardrobe simple. I want pieces that are comfortable, but they still feel like put together like an outfit, and that's why I'm always reaching for my Quince items.
The fabric feels elevated, the fits are clean, and Quince makes getting dressed so easy.
Quince has all the staples for spring, like 100% European linen shirts and shorts starting at just $34.
They're lightweight and breathable, but still look polished. I have a bunch of their Pima cotton tees, and they're super soft and easy to wear and very breathable for the summer, for the sweaty body.
I just rediscovered this pair of linen shorts that I have that are so comfortable from Quince. You know when like something gets buried accidentally? Mm-hmm. I pulled these out and I was like, what have I been doing? Not wearing these!
And the linen doesn't wrinkle.
Period.
Plus, everything is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands because Quince works directly with ethical factories and cuts out the middleman.
Refresh your everyday with luxury you'll actually use.
Go to quince.com/sloppy for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada, too.
That's QUINCE.com/sloppy for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/sloppy.
Get yourself some Pima cotton!
Quince.
Quince. At Quince.
If you love to shop, listen up! Have you heard of Rakuten?
With Rakuten, you get cash back and rewards on almost everything you buy. Just from shopping.
Exactly. Clothes, athletic wear, pet supplies. I'm talking about Gap, Adidas, and even Petco.
So I can buy a look, get new shoes, snag the cat some cute toys, and get cash back.
That's right. And you can even stack those rewards on top of sales and coupons.
That's cool.
It is cool.
But how does it work?
Well, partner stores pay Rakuten to send them shoppers, and then Rakuten passes on some of that money to the members.
Rakuten is really doing the most, huh? Love it.
Yeah, in the best possible way. Plus, Rakuten has 17 million members who are already saving. So, you can become one of them today.
Join for free at Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app to start saving money now.
That's Rakuten.com or download the Rakuten app today.
And get yourself some Rakuten.
Weight Loss by Hims is here to help you reach your goals.
Hims now offers access to an affordable range of FDA-approved GLP-1 medications that are designed to support you in losing the weight and keeping it off, including the Wegovy pill and the Wegovy pen.
GLP-1s help regulate your appetite and eat less.
With Wegovy at Hims, lose up to 20% or more of your body weight when combined with diet and exercise.
And no needles needed. Wegovy is the first ever GLP-1 pill for weight loss.
And through Hims, you can just go online where you'll connect with a licensed provider who will determine if the treatment is right for you.
No insurance necessary either, and if prescribed, your medication is delivered right to your door.
Ready to reach your goals? Visit hims.com/sloppy seconds to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you.
That's HIMS.com/sloppy seconds.
hims.com/sloppy seconds.
Weight Loss by Hims is not available in all 50 states. Wegovy is the registered trademark of Novo Nordisk AS.
To get started and learn more, including important safety information, Wegovy clinical study information, and restrictions, visit hims.com.
I didn't take my cat's pain pills.
Good for you. I'm glad you avoided that. I would like to talk
Do you
a
think
little
it's
bit.
like ketamine?
No.
Like, that's pain pills for horses. What do you think cat pills are?
I would like to talk a little bit more about the film.
Okay.
Michelle
Yeoh can't sing for shit.
Oh my god. I have a couple of quick questions.
And I had a friend.
Okay.
Who was the wizard again?
Jeff Goldblum is his name.
Who gave him a hand job.
You've told this story before.
Good. Okay, go on.
I didn't understand. So the whole idea of Munchkinland is in the original film, they are played by little people. So the whole idea is that they're smaller, right?
Yes.
And in the musical, Nessa and Elphaba are the children of the governor of Munchkinland. And, power structures are clearly something talked about in the musical. So it's like, it's not clear if like the governor is sort of a more standard sized person.
Yes.
And then he is the governor of Munchkinland or whatever.
Yes, that is. In the book, that is the team.
And that's how it is. It's like, oh, we govern over the Munchkins.
The Munchkins, yes.
I just didn't understand why, like, I definitely understand why they weren't like, oh, we're going to cast all little people for these roles because it feels sort of like objectification. Get that completely. But why didn't they do like a Hobbit, like Gandalf
Lord of the Rings,
type of just like all the Munchkin people are like under 4 feet and then everybody else is like a little bit taller. Like they basically chose to differentiate the Munchkins as all having like red curly hair.
Yeah.
Which work, but
well,
then
no, that's not true because in the opening scene that's Munchkinland.
Yeah, and they all have red curly hair. Or most of them do.
A lot of them do, but
yeah, a lot of them do.
A lot of them.
What is different though is that like
there's black people in this one.
When Ariana comes down the stairs, and then she is her real height, which is like 5'4". She's shorter than some of the Munchkins, and you're like, wait a second, like
when. I believe her name's Billy Burke. The original one, it was like way taller.
Oh, she's super tall. She's like 6 feet
she was like
or whatever.
Huge, yeah, compared to the Munchkins.
So that was like a little weird for me. And then the second part was like, I love the like little twists of language in the book, like in the language of the musical. Don't they say rejoicify in the opening song?
Rejoicify.
I think someone says explainiate or quizify or, there's all of these like sort of fun little tweaks on certain words. And though they were present in the film, I feel like in the musical, they hit them harder. Maybe there are like musical stings on them or like something where it helps immerse you in this like whole new world. And maybe because we're seeing
disgustify.
Yeah, maybe because we're seeing like talking animals and wild production design and like so many other
No, they
things.
They added stuff to this, but they didn't add more of that language.
No, I felt like they suppressed that language. Like the first time I clocked it was when Glinda was saying something to someone, but it wasn't on her coverage. She was like, they were looking at, the camera was looking at someone else, and then you heard Ariana like say one of these fun words, and I was like, damn, like they're like almost hiding it. And I love that part of it. So I wish that had been more elevated. And I
do love that Ariana was like giving ad libs. Like she was just like, just anytime she wanted to, she would just say shit.
And then the last part was One Short Day. You know how like for some of the other songs, they really extend it out, like Loathing and Popular. They sort of do the song and then there's kind of a scene in the middle of it and then they get back to the song. I feel like One Short Day warranted that with like all of the amazing costumes and production design of the Emerald City. And they added the song and they added the cameos and everything. But
in the middle of it, they added the extra. They added the new song.
That's what I'm talking about. But like, I felt like it was still, One Short Day was like a total whirlwind. And I wanted to see so much more of Oz. Like, I wanted like, I don't know, for them to have to like, that there was like a tour guide that walked them around. And like, I know the lyrics of the song literally say all of the things.
But to build Oz and not have like a scene of them being like, oh, wow, this is insane. Like, I know that's, I know you're
like
it's
someone
part of
like
the song,
selling
but I
real
wanted to
estate
see them like,
or like giving them a tour. Yeah, exactly. Because it was so cool.
That would have been fun to have Idina and Kristen Chenoweth play like actual characters being like, oh, come to my store or something.
Right, exactly.
Instead of just them being like, let's tell the story of Oz.
And then this is what I want to say about the length. The film is 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It flew by. I'm sorry. I had to. Hey, if you have to pee during this film, the perfect time would be right after Elphaba puts the class to sleep and they steal the lion. There's not a lot that goes on. They like do a bike ride through the woods. You could really get up, run to the bathroom, and come back, and you will be there just in time. And for I'm Not That Girl.
Right. And just know that the seeds that are being planted are that she and Fiyero secretly love each other.
But everyone knows that.
I guess. I will say that it could have been 2 hours and 15 minutes if they just, or even 2 hours if they
cut down the fucking Ozdust ballroom scene. Jesus Christ, that was long.
You contain multitudes. You really oscillate from one point of view to the next in a heartbeat. No, what I was saying is like if they just stuck to the script and the musical, even with the expansion of it being a film and this only being the first act, it could be cut down. But what it would lose is all of the perspective that John Chu added to it. And that directorial perspective that like really enhanced all of the emotional moments, specifically Defying Gravity. I mean, if you listen to the Broadway musical version of the soundtrack, Defying Gravity is a 5-minute song. Mm-hmm. It is a 25-minute sequence in this film and worth every fucking moment.
Can I say something?
You didn't like it?
No, I loved it. I loved that it felt as though Cynthia had listened to the Broadway one and she went, anytime there's a choice made on that, I'm going to do the complete opposite. But I hated the CGI cape that kept growing. I understand it's in reference, but I was like, I just hated it. Something about it, I just hated. I don't know why.
I think it's because it's CGI. Like so much of the film.
But I just hated that it just kept getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, there's no explanation for this. It's literally a curtain that Glinda grabbed off of a rack of clothes that was randomly at the top of a tower.
Well, that's what it says in the movie.
I know. But why is it growing? In the play, the reason it gets huge is so that you can't see the fucking forklift that lifts her up.
Well, I think the idea is that her magic is growing, and so she's actually just like...
Her magic is growing.
Controlling everything. Like, she's in charge of it all. Like, because also, she fucking soars into the sky just to come right back down and float in front of them and be like, y'all motherfuckers are going to wish this never happened.
I do love that they really explained that scene. They, like, really pulled that scene out with the wizard and being like, oh, you're the one doing this. And then, like, they really made it sure that everyone knew that Madame Morrible was the one. But they didn't explain that Madame Morrible was the one that created the tornado that brought Dorothy to Oz.
But I think that's a second act tease.
Oh, okay.
Because we're not there in the timeline yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Madame Morrible, you know she's in cahoots with the wizard in Act 1, but you don't really know that she is the puppet master until in Act 2 she's like making Glinda like say everything and you know what I mean?
I guess you're right.
Wow. But it was a great experience.
It's me.
It's me, guys.
And oh my god, on the cast recording, that's so funny because it switches so quick, like on the movie album. But like in the movie, there's a whole sequence that happens in between. But in the album, it's literally her being like, I'm the one you want. Don't touch her. It's me. And it like goes like auto-tune. So it's like, it just sounds crazy.
It is cool because so much of the action was like there's CGI in every moment of this movie, but a lot of it is like replacing backgrounds, you know, if like part of the set is real but then they're in front of a blue screen. Like so much of the action, the dancing is real. You can hear the footsteps in the same breath as them singing because they like sang live in every take.
Also,
what?
Dancing Through Life was that dance sequence with the library and the spinning
so cool
things was so insane.
Dancing Through Life was so cool.
I didn't like Ozdust Ballroom.
Why not?
I just didn't like the whole sequence of it.
You thought it was? I thought it was a little long, but I think they were trying to milk the emotional
Also,
out of it.
can I say something that we might have to edit out?
No.
So the girl that plays, I'm going to say it anyway. The girl that plays Nessa Rose is actually in a wheelchair. Like, she is wheelchair bound. At all the premieres, she's like in a wheelchair.
Yes, she uses a wheelchair.
So in Act 2,
she's
like supposed to stand up,
CGI, or they'll use those
and wear and like walk, or they'll probably just put her on, just lift her up like they fucking flew Cynthia Erivo around.
Well, yeah, and there are those like prosthetics. Those it's like a robot prosthetic where they strap on to your legs and you wear it like a backpack, and it lifts you out of your chair and helps you walk.
Or maybe we're being dumb and maybe she can walk, but just like not for extended periods of time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are plenty of people who use wheelchairs for that because they're like, my legs do work. They're just not strong and I can't last all day or whatever.
My favorite, I loved when Elphaba grabbed the red ruby slippers and like went to go hand them to Cynthia during Popular.
Yeah, a little.
Because in The Wizard of Oz, the book, her slippers are not red. They did that for the movie. Her slippers in the book are silver, which is why Nessa Rose's shoes are silver in the.
But in the musical, they turn the slippers red.
They turn red at the
magic.
end.
Yeah, exactly.
To make it like the movie.
There's so much. And now more than ever, we are going to have these just like us, armchair wicked pundits who are going to talk about the timeline and how things line up. Honestly, I would just Google
Bernadette.
Your house sounds hectic. I would just Google The Wizard of Oz full porn parody movie and watch that.
Because that's what's going to really tell you the story.
That's going to really help weave the story. And
you just sent it to me. No, what happens with the lion?
He sings a song about being gay, but I guess he doesn't
have gay sex.
Yeah, I wish he did.
Speaking of porn.
Okay.
I went to the Avian nomination party.
How was that?
What's so interesting is that it was at the Avalon, where we had just recently been for a fundraiser for a gay camp for the Way Out fundraiser. And it just felt very different that we were doing something good that night. And then the night that I went, it was porn everywhere.
Also something good.
Something bad is happening in Oz. I went with Girth Brooks, our dear friend, and met up with Raheem. Raheem actually just texted me and said, we should go hike on Runyon sometime. And I wrote, you want me to exercise? And he said, let me correct that. Why don't we get lunch or dinner?
So he knows.
But anyway, that event was, I don't know why I thought it was going to have more gay.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second?
Actors? Yeah.
I hate when people want to go for a hike. I love going for a hike. But I hate when people want to go for a hike and then we get to the hike and let's be honest.
They want
to people who don't work in entertainment, you and I lead like sort of interesting. We have a lot of experiences and stories to tell, and we like to tell stories. That's why we have this podcast. We get to the start of the hike. They go, so what's going on? And I'm like, no, you're talking. If we're going on a hike, you're talking because I will be huffing and puffing. That's all I got to say. I love to go on a hike and I want to socialize, but you can't ask me to tell the big story I've been waiting to tell you on the incline, on the first big hill.
Yeah. Yeah. The last time I did a Runyon hike, I went with a group of 4 people and I didn't speak.
That's the way to do it. I'm here to listen.
And then have you done that hike in Burbank where like it gets to a certain point where you're physically climbing rock? Like
no,
you have to like climb up and down stuff. And me and my friends had just eaten at Don Cuco's, Don Cuco. And I had 2 margaritas because I was like, cool. I thought we were going to do like a Runyon, like a casual hike, like just kind of a walk up a hill. Bitch, I was sweating. I was huffing and puffing. I said, y'all go ahead. I'll be here when you come back down. Ooh, ah. Sorry, where was I?
You were at the AVNs with Girth Brooks and Raheem.
It was just wild. It was just like Raheem got nominated for like 18 things or something. I left early because I just wanted to go and see what the vibe was. But it was, also like 3 or 4 of the lady porn girlies, women, walked up to me and they were like, "You're a meatball, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, why do you know that?" Like, your job is to suck cock and balls and be straight. But it was an interesting event, to say the least.
Is there a point to your story about being recognized?
It just doesn't. That didn't seem like the room because I didn't recognize anyone in that room. And if we were at the Gavians, which we had done in Vegas, it would have been different because I would have been like, "Y'all are fag." But like straight women.
So Raheem was there for the straight porn that he does?
It was a collective, but there was more straight. There are more straight porn actors and actresses in the world than there are gay.
Okay, now I'm caught up.
And so I only knew about 4 or 5 of the gay male porn actors, and then everyone else was like straight porn.
Gotcha.
And I didn't know who any of them were. And then all of the girls, body be banging.
Oh, I'm sure.
Girth could not. At one point, I was like, he just disappeared.
Yes, because I'm sure he was just like, he was
giggity. His eyes were out of his head. He could smell the pie. He was floating through the air. It was like he was gone. And so then I was hanging out with Raheem, and Raheem was like in full Gucci head to toe, and I was dressed like a bookie.
Well, I'm glad you went. Sorry.
Yeah, I think it would have been more fun if you were there with me, but because I needed someone to bounce jokes off of, and instead I was just like constantly in the background of like interview. Also, they didn't open the balcony. And there was nowhere to sit. So everyone was just in that room standing.
Oh, wow.
But I had a wonderful time. I'd like to thank Ruben.
Love Ruben.
And hey, if anyone at the Avians is listening, me and Dipper are very available in January to come and maybe present an award.
Oh, do the carpet.
Do the carpet again. Do some jokes on stage with Alec Mapa. We're available.
I want to.
What else did we do? We went to La Cage.
We went to La Cage aux Folles in the Pasadena Playhouse.
Big seats.
Selena S. Titties, Cheyenne Jackson. Come on, musical theater. No, but wait. I wanted to read.
That
I wanted
guy.
to do that guy.
Just naming people. Did you ever watch?
I'm gonna.
Have
do
you
my
ever
thing.
seen
What?
Strangers with Candy? With Amy Sedaris?
Yeah.
And okay, so there's that scene where they're at the table and she's like, "Family, this is nice. You got the mommy, the daddy, the brother, that guy." She points at the meat man.
That's so funny. Yeah, that show's incredible. I would like to do a dramatic reading of a text exchange that I had with someone.
Okay.
So I want you to play that guy.
That guy.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay.
There are some photos of me that I shared with him, but none of them are.
You can delete them from the chat.
No, because I don't want to trigger him. Because he hasn't deleted the chat at all. But they're not of anything crazy. They're just like of me. They're just me shirtless. So
I see that all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Hey man, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Need to be of service.
How'd you get my number?
We exchanged numbers in September from this website.
Oh, great.
And then I sent him my photo.
Where are you? Leave a couple pics.
And I sent him another photo.
Handsome.
Thanks.
More pictures?
There's no question mark. That's a demand.
More pictures.
I said, you still have a profile on that site?
And then he has pictures of himself. Let me see the pictures of him. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sexy guy, right?
Sexy guy. Those nipples is crazy. No, I deleted it because I couldn't find anyone who could handle me.
I would like to handle you. Fucking hot pics.
Are you sure you can? Where are you?
I would like to try.
I like the sound of that. Oh no.
I consider myself a very proficient cocksucker. You? I tell him where I live. I say you. He writes.
Good boy.
He says where he lives.
I
say, yes, Dad. So we're getting into it. We're getting into it.
How old are you?
I say, I'm 38. Lied. I don't know why I lied.
I mean, who cares? You shaved off a couple years. He says, I'm 56. He doesn't look 56. I'd love to know more about you.
I was like, you like to host? And then, quick to curve conversation, I say, why don't you fuck my throat first and then I'll tell you more. LOL.
I'd fuck it good like a pussy hole, but I love a submissive boy who listens to daddy.
Yes, daddy, I'll do what you want.
Are you kinky? How would you describe your personality? What are some of your best experiences? Jesus Christ.
I can be kinky, sure. My major kink is service and giving people the experiences they want. That turns me on, and I love sucking cock.
Weekday nights and weekends work best for me. And yes, I love to host. I have also got some toys and a well-equipped dungeon for the most wonderful experience. Good boy, you turn me on.
My personality is pretty outgoing and assertive in my work life, so enjoy being submissive and passive when I'm on my knees.
Good boy. And what do you do for work? Jesus Christ.
I know he wanted to know so much, so I wrote, happy to travel to you and use my mouth to please you however you need me. Would love to come to you and make your cock hard, and my schedule works well with that. I work as a project manager for creative endeavors. I'm trying to be so vague because I'm like,
yeah,
can you just
have
hook
to be.
up?
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We'll finish.
Right, this is where it turns. It takes a turn.
You really know how to turn daddy on. I'll make sure you have the best experience of your life. I think it's perfect that your schedule works well with mine.
I could come early next week. The next few days I'm slammed, and this weekend I have plans on both days.
I'm a full-time daddy who is skilled and talented in different types of play. My favorite parts are stuffing my cock in my boy's mouth and humiliating my boy verbally and eliminating my slave's sense of shame. I do sessions and I also charge for my sessions because I offer the best experience. And yes, next week sounds great. Monday or Tuesday works for me.
I said
it's Tuesday
works.
That's not a question. Sorry, I'm what?
There we go. It took a turn. Tuesday works great. Did you want me to pay you?
If you understand me perfectly, you know that I offer sessions and I charge for my sessions. And yes, the session costs a fee. That's what pays my bills. And if you are not okay with that, I respect your decision, but that's my job and I do it perfectly.
I wrote, I understand. Thank you.
Good. Would you like me to fill you in on the prices and see what works best for you? I'd like us to have the whole day.
No, thank you.
It's only $50 an hour and $400 for the whole day.
That's not what I'm looking for, but I appreciate the information.
So what are you looking for?
Hooking up and connecting with a guy for no fee.
Just a one-time hookup?
Or continued if there's chemistry. I appreciate what you do and don't want to overstep. It just wasn't what I was looking for when we started chatting. I was looking to suck some cock when we messaged on the website initially.
Okay, no thanks. I like to give the best experience possible, and charging for my time is what makes me feel dominant.
Best of luck to you. Thank you.
Have a wonderful night. You can always hit me up if you're up for a heavenly experience.
Now wait, let's hold on. So that was at 9:40 p.m. And then 4 minutes goes by and he messages me,
I'm going to deal with you. Next message, mercilessly.
I respond, what do you mean?
Only people who are ready to have a good time should send me a message. I made that clear. You wasted my time. I have your pictures and your phone number, and I'll make sure it goes viral and also send this to the right authorities. I have your pictures and your phone number, and I'll make sure that this goes viral and also send this to the right authorities so they can find you and make sure that legal proceedings and actions are taken against you. Next message. If you block me, you are in big trouble. Next message. But you can make me keep my mouth shut and make this all go away. Next message. Do you understand me?
And then days later,
3
days later on Sunday.
Hey.
No, it's hey.
Sorry. Hey, 3 exclamation points. You tested me, and now you're going to have yourself to blame. No one fucks with me. Answer me now before I ruin your life, asshole. Monday. Hey.
Is that not the craziest? Like, it started very casual.
You've blown this man before?
Never met him in my life.
But you had spoken on the other.
We spoke on a website. We exchanged photos on the website, and then he was like, "You're hot. Here's my number." And then we messaged a little bit in September, like a little bit in September, a little bit in October. So the first time he initiated, the next time he initiated like a week later, then I initiated in November, and he had like deleted all of our old chats. So that's why the whole thing of like, oh, we chatted back in September, and then he asked so many questions, and I was like, I feel like exchanging photos, figuring out a schedule, and being like, I'm going to suck your dick is plenty.
Mm-hmm.
And then what's also crazy is like, no shade, $50 for an hour is like not expensive.
No.
Most people who do this work, like a day rate is at least $1,000.
300. Oh,
for a day. And he's like, it's $400 for the day, for a whole day.
This is how I pay my bills.
And it was like, wait, I didn't even, that wasn't what the, and then to turn around and be like, I'm going to turn you into the authorities. I'm like, if
you're the one doing the illegal stuff.
I was like, if you send this exchange to anyone, I clearly am like, hey, I respect what you do, but that's not what I'm looking for. Best of luck to you. It was so crazy. And then to continue messaging, like this was this week on Monday, he messaged me again. I'm going to deal with you mercilessly.
What does he think? I'm going to send this to the proper authorities. Who does that work on? Probably straight men. Straight men would get nervous.
Part of me thinks that the conversation about like me being submissive and him being in charge, and like when he said humiliating my boy verbally and eliminating my slave sense of shame, meaning like he wants to release everything and be as aggressive and dominating as possible. And for him, like threatening to ruin my life is part of that. Like there's a very good chance that on his end, he's thinking that part of that conversation is like sexual foreplay, but it mostly just sounds like unhinged and completely
sounds like
crazy.
He's crazy.
So I just wanted to share that with you.
It reminds me of that meme that, who was it? This shared. Dairy Queen, where it was like walking into a room full of drag queens and it was like, autistic or not.
Oh, oh my
God. That's crazy. Also, like, I feel like if you're going to charge someone for a service, that should be an upfront statement.
I know and again, like
him to reach out, he reached out to you first and didn't start with for you to give me a blowjob.
Right.
You're going to have to pay me.
The whole thing is twisted.
I hooked up in the back of my car last night.
With who?
The guy I went on a date with.
Oh.
I really be in these streets, honey. You could never.
How was it?
The Wizard! Well, we had both done a bunch of cocaine, so not great.
Oh my God.
Hey, Meatball, it's me, Cocaine. I know we just saw each other, but I need you to stop talking about me. You're making me lose my luster. Anyway, talk to you later, girl. Bye.
The Wizard!
Hey, you guys. Tell me why it's 2:10 in the morning and I'm leaving this hookup. And, of course, it's an older guy. And what a surprise, he wants to bottom. Just because, I kind of have a bigger dick. And I get painted. Why do you want to bottom if you know damn well you're not ready for it? It's just insane to me. And then I have to waste my time cleaning up afterwards and making sure my shit, your shit isn't on my shit. It's just insane. All right, I just had to say that because I've never called you guys. I've listened to you guys so long and I love it. But it's just insane having to deal with this shit so often, no pun intended. All right, see you guys. Goodbye.
I understand feeling like if he thought you were really, really hot and this was the one moment he was going to get you to fuck him because it was 2 a.m. and he was like, there's no way he'll fuck me if it's not, after a night out and blah, blah, blah. I understand being eager and being like, this is the moment I got to take it.
This is the moment.
And let's cross our fingers. But you have to know if the night is going to end with upset top, shitty dick, room smell like shit, do my laundry. It's not a good night.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But also,
a wizard.
I think sometimes people that old just think like, oh, well, I never used to douche as a kid, so why would I do it now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, who was I talking about when they were like, yeah, douching was just invented 2 years ago, so people used to fuck.
I don't know, but someone said that to me too. They were like, I didn't know what douching was until 4 years ago. And I was like, what? What did they do? They filmed porn in the 70s.
Yes.
Those men were douching.
I think people were always douched in porn. I think
was everyone just shitting on each other? Were we all pooping on each other?
No, but I do think bottoming was sort of a talent back in the day.
That could help me meet the wizard.
So I feel like back in the day when things were like a free-for-all, I'm sure people were douching, but I also think there are plenty of bottoms who claim to be, I like the term that my ex used to say, self-cleaning oven, to just sort of be like, I'm good to go, we're all good. So I think there were people like that, and they were sort of the pass-around party bottoms. And then I think with the advent of condoms, I think tons and tons of people were just as long as I feel good and I feel like, I took a
shaduki.
Right, of course. But with a condom, you feel well, Darby used to talk about this all the time. She's like, if I know it's going to be like that, I'm like, you don't have a pull out moment. There's no moment to take a break and pull out. The moment you start, that has to be your journey to the end. She calls it married sex. You stay in me if we're switching positions, because otherwise we can't start back up because the room will smell like shaboopy.
Shapoopy. The girl who's hard to get.
I mean, because I was watching Fellow Travelers about the gay people in the 60s, during the MacArthur.
Piero is in that.
Yes, and they have raunchy sex. I just think people maybe did a little less ass to mouth in the 50s.
Yeah, eating ass really did come into its own in the 2000s.
I mean, I think people did it.
No, but I think it wasn't widely spoken about.
Oh yeah, now straight people eat ass all the time.
Yeah, straight people are always like, yeah, eat my ass. Get down there and eat my ass.
Well, here we go.
Hiya, Slops. I was thinking, I had a question, kind of a discussion point. So I had a hookup recently, and at the end, the guy was talking about how great we fucked, and then mentioned how he hadn't found a bottom in a while. and we started talking about how everyone seems to be a side now. So my question is, do y'all agree? Do y'all think that everyone has, what happened to fucking? What happened to fucking? Are we not fucking anymore? Is everyone just fucking now? Because some of us like fucking, and I hope there is not a top-bottom epidemic happening of people stopping. But anyway, bye.
I feel like now more than ever, people can be more specific about what they want.
Yes.
And the apps really let that happen. And also, on the apps, I'm more of a side, or until I get to meet you, and then I'll be like, oh, let me top you, or we'll figure it out. But I ain't getting.
Let me fat top you.
Let me fat top you. I think that maybe more people just identify as side because they don't want to do full fucking with a complete stranger.
I also think,
or
okay,
there's just those total bottoms that don't even care, and they're like, just come fuck me, I don't care. So it feels like there's a no in between, but there's normal people out there. There's regulars out there.
I'm thinking that with so much excitement around cum dump bottoms or no loads refused scenarios, people are like, if you want to top me, you need to pump and dump. You need to bring that fat cock over here. You need to fuck me hard, and you need to come in my ass and then leave.
Come in my ass.
And I think there are plenty of tops that are well, I don't like that. I want to make out with you, and I want you to suck my dick, and then I want you to sit on top of me, and then I'll fuck you, and all of those things. And so those people are opting to not hook up in that way. And then the only way they can get someone who will kiss and cuddle and do whatever is they sort of have to say, well, yeah, let's do everything but fucking. Let's do side play. Let's go sideways.
Yeah.
Speaking of, on December 13th, Drain Your Nut presents Sideways, a party for sides. We're having our first oral focused party. This is not a fuck fest.
So what happens if someone starts fucking? You're gonna be
I will kick them out. There's no fucking allowed at this party. This is a party for anything but butt sex. Get it? Anything but butt sex? Or everything but butt sex? Basically, anal thing but butt sex. There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. But so go to drainyournut.com. It's December 13th. It's a Friday night. We're doing it at the warehouse where we usually do the fuck fest. But this one is all about sucking dirks, about kissing. Fraudage is totally fine. Dual mutual masturbation, jerkify, suckify, kissify.
The amount of people now that
no insertion. Drainyournut.com.
That go, oh yeah, I went to Drain Your Nut. Yeah, it was really fun. And I was like, well, I'll never get to know. I'll never know. It's
also, the problem is
it's hearing about Disneyland but never being able to go.
There are other sex parties you can go to.
I do not know that. Well, I do know that is tea, but I don't know.
We live in
someone last night invited me to one, but they were like, but everyone there is going to know who you are. And I was like, well, then I don't want to go to that.
Well, that's the same thing here. But that's why the porn stars like to come to Drain Your Nut, because people do clock who they are, but it's not so sceney. So if a group of porn stars went to a party in WeHo, then they would just
Bo
be
Butler was there.
There would be a bunch of people.
So nice. But his husband wasn't. Or at least I didn't see his husband.
Well, then he had to go host another party at Beaches. Bo.
He's so handsome. It's crazy. He was Prince Charming handsome.
Yeah. Very good looking. Talk about a jawline. Not the jawline.
Not the jawline. Should I get
a little nip and tuck?
A little sucky this out.
The wizard.
The Jackie beat.
I feel
Didn't she get her neck sucked out twice?
No, well, she got a neck lift.
And new hips. Oh my God, am I the Jackie B? Am I going to turn into Jackie B? Oh, fuck. I'm going to turn into Jackie B. I'm turning into Jackie B. Judge Meatball. Oh, no. What were you saying?
It's actually Chef Meatball. It's not Judge Meatball. And it's not Dr. Jackie Psychotherapist. It's Chef Meatball, Sir Eats a Lot. And you just like eat a bunch of Italian
It's a cooking
food.
show.
Yeah.
The Wizard. I want to go to Alagua so bad.
Once Upon a Mattress with Sutton Foster and Anna Gasteyer and a bunch of people is coming here to the Amundsen Theater, and we should go see it.
Yes.
So please
That's a beautiful
and thank
theater,
you.
too.
Please and thank you. Get those tickets.
Oh, it's on me.
Well, I did the Lacoste.
I got the Wicked tickets.
That was $20.
No. They were
That was
30.
$30.
IMAX. Okay.
But check it out. See when that's happening. I think it's happening in December and January at the Amundsen Theater. This is from a friend of ours.
Okay.
Hi, Divas. First time caller. Friend of the pod, maybe? Definitely friends with one of you, but the other one hates my ass for some reason.
Ooh.
So maybe take a look within yourself and examine that, Meatball.
Ooh.
I'm calling with a fucked up story that happened about a month ago, but I've finally processed all the comment. I'm ready to tell my story. So I was visiting Florida, Fort Lauderdale by myself, and I went to the bathhouse on a Tuesday, which is 2-for-1 rooms. So I figured it would be a good day to go. So here's what went down in chronological order. I wrote it down as it happened because my memory is really bad, and I wanted
You wrote
to
it down in
remember.
the steam room? I
So
doubt
the place
it.
was mostly full of older guys.
Well, he had a room, so he probably went back to his room and jotted it on his phone each time.
Who is this? Hold on. Stop. Who is this?
We hung out with him at Folsom.
Oh, I don't hate him.
Pause. You're jealous of him.
He's too hot.
There you go.
Dads, a few younger guys. First, an older man in his 60s with a really big dick approached me, and he asked me to come to his room, and we both fucked each other for a while. He was very nice and gentle, which was a great start for my whole. While I was showing off, another old guy with a big dick caught my eye. I sucked his dick, which made a bunch of people swarm around us. So I asked him to come to my room, and he fucked me until he came. So that was load number one. Woo!
This is your friend.
Woo!
Then walking the room hallways, I run into a young, hot, bearish guy with a really nice beer can dick and his otter boyfriend. We went into the room, and the bear tried to fuck me first, but it was too thick. So I used the otter as a starter dick, and then the big bear fucked me, and he came. So that was load number 2. Woo! So I fucked a few more dads on the way to my room, and then I went outside to lay in the sun for a minute.
Daytime. Daytime, diva.
I hate that.
That's where I met a young Latino guy, and I just asked him to come to my room. He had a really nice uncut dick with a thick base. He said he didn't want to come, yet he ended up bringing me anyway. So that was load number 3, and that was very, very nice.
Woo!
At this point, I was ready to go home because I was very hungry. So I was putting on my clothes to leave, and when I went outside my door, there was a hot dad waiting right outside, and he asked me to drop my pants, so of course I had to. He fucked me with my shoes on and my shirt, and he came pretty fast, so that was load 4, which was a surprise, but a good surprise. I felt really hungry after that, so I left. I was satisfied, and I went to Taco Bell, and I ate a lot of things, and that's it. That's my story. Thanks for listening. Ooh, sorry about that.
Thoughts?
I love how every person was like, in description, it was like age, race, dick type.
And good for you, caller, because you literally were like, he had a beautiful fat dick. He had an amazing uncut dick. He had a really nice dick, thick at the base. His boyfriend's cock was like a beer. I was like, what did you know duds? You didn't encounter any duds?
Some people are lucky like that, and he would be that person.
Well,
because I'd be, if I was in the same room, scraping the bottom of the barrel, baby. I'd be getting leftovers.
All right, we have to take a break. We've been running so long. We still have one more segment. BRB. And we're back.
And we're back. Show me that guy's nudes.
No, he didn't send them. He didn't send them to you. So you
someone sent us a dick pic in the inbox. Can you?
I think I know who that is. I think it's the dude from the chicken tenders.
No, because it said something.
It's a text?
I think so.
Oh, yeah. It's quite the dick. Jesus Christ. And it says, I'm so excited I heard my voicemail read on your pod. Well, did we read it? But the one after you said had photos attached. Here's my photo. That's all it says.
But the one after you said had photos attached. So that's not the one that I wanted to see. Although, thank you.
What? All right, let me look.
The wizard image. And then we're scrolling. It's in a jockstrap, too.
Only image that we've received.
Yeah, that's the one. But he says, or who he.
Here's another image.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, I love that this one goes, please don't talk about this on the pod. I'm so excited I heard my voicemail read on your pod, but the one after you said had photos attached. Here's my photo. So it's not the one that I wanted. Although great. Gorge, girl.
What?
But the one after you said had photos attached. His voicemail was read after the one that we said had photos attached.
You can't attach photos to a voicemail.
I don't know if you're pretending to be dumb.
I literally don't understand what this means. I'm so excited I heard my voicemail read on your pod, but the one after you said had photos attached.
So I'm hearing, what I'm understanding is that we spoke about a voicemail where there was photos attached.
Tell me how you attach voicemail photos to a voicemail.
Sorry, not voicemail with photos attached, but the guy in the voicemail said that he had sent us photos. Do you remember that?
I don't see any photos that got sent.
That's what I'm saying is that I said I don't believe that man ever sent us photos. But that's not the question, Dipper. Look at me. Stop doing what you're doing and listen to me. Because I need you to understand this. Stop doing what you're doing. What this person is saying is that we had the conversation about how I wanted to see that mustache man's photos. And then the voicemail after that was the one where this person's voicemail. Does that make sense?
Yes. I have to go now. My landlord's coming up to fix this heater.
Good, because my neighbor just walked by and I literally am screaming at you like, her sister was a witch! Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. You can send us an email at sloppysecondspod@gmail.com or call in with your own fuck talk story to 213-536-9180. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode, which comes out every Tuesday and Friday. Goodbye. For access to our full uncensored video episodes, ad-free and 1 day early, plus our monthly Sloppier Seconds episode, and all of Mom Podcast premium content, check out Mom Plus Gold at mompodcast.plus.
Sloppy Seconds is produced by Moguls of Media, a.k.a. Mom.
Hosted by Big Dipper and Meatball.
Technical direction by Margot Padilla.
Editing and sound design by William Pitts.
Show artwork by Christian Cimarroni.
Theme song by Mike Malarkey.
Media and design support by Stone Cole.
Executive produced by Willem, Alaska, Big Dipper, Camille Stennis, and Joe Cilio.
Recorded at Forever Dog Productions.
Ooh, his nipples are tiny.